Welcome everyone to our webinar today. I'm very excited to be able to introduce, our topic here to try and get as many people switching over to the newer version of our software as possible. I again thank you all for being here. Thank you for attending. Anybody who's catching this recording, if you have any questions, please do make sure that you reach out to our support team. We will be opening the floor for questions. But throughout, please do put them into our Q&A section. Today we have Matt from support and we have Mike, our lead trainer here, on that will be available to help answer some of those questions while we're going through things. Again, welcome. Now, we are going to have a couple of questionnaires to fill out during this call. We're just trying to get some feedback. What's holding you back? Why haven't you gone ahead and switched over to the newest version of our software here? What features are we missing? What's missing? What do you need from us to be able to make that switch? If it's something as simple as you don't have it turned on, that's an easy fix. We can turn on that new UI for you. You're able to look through it. You're able to make sure that it is a great fit for you. I know a lot of the questions from our clients has been with this webinar here. Are we planning on turning off the classic version of our software? We are not currently expecting any date to sunset this version of our software. So definitely take a sigh of relief there if you're doing something on the classic that isn't available in the new UI, or if there's something holding you back. We are not currently planning on turning this off. However, the newest features that are coming out, the newest versions of things, will only be available on the new UI. So with that said, we want everyone to be able to have the newest features, to be able to, definitely use them and have access to them. And that is why we are trying to get people to switch over here. Okay, so I do see in the chat someone has put, we haven't changed over because we're not aware of the benefits of doing so. I'm hoping to kind of answer that today. So one of the uh, biggest things in here, one of the biggest differences is going to be kind of more on the background. The new UI has a bigger engine. It is going to, be able to give you the faster processing. You're going to have less clicks on things. It's a faster engine. You're going to be able to move faster, process faster. So that's kind of something that's not really seen on the front end. Otherwise, there is going to be, some visual changes in here. As far as the question of do we want the reasons in the chat or would we prefer for the survey? Either one is fine with me. If you want to put it in the chat, I will still have that record. I'm going to go ahead and send out that poll here so that you guys can answer it at your time. So let me go ahead and put that in. I'm going to launch two of them. One of them is going to be, what are your reasons? And it's going to be things like, what's holding you back? You can go ahead and put in your answers now. If you weren't aware of a new version of the software, well, great. Hang around and we can go ahead and show you what that new version looks like. The next poll that I'll put out once this one has finished will be, do you want us to go ahead and turn that on for you? We should be able to see everyone's names who submits that they want it turned on, and then we'll be able to go ahead and make that selection for you. All right. I do ask for questions as far as this webinar is concerned to be related to differences between classic and new UI. If it's something outside like a EZLeaks question or a My Gym for your mobile app type question, if you want to go ahead and submit those to support@EZFacility.com, they'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you. So let's go ahead and get into the software. So here you can see I am displaying the classic version of my software. If you do have the new UI already turned on, how you make the switch to be able to see it is going to be right up here where it says switch to the new EZFacility Experience Guides. All right, so here is the newest version of our software. If you already see this and you're maybe one of our newer clients where you've already learned on this software and you don't know what the classic version is, you're more than welcome to stick around, maybe learn something new about where different things are in the newest version of our software. But we are gearing this more towards our clients that have been on the classic version that have their questions. Again, if you're able to go ahead and put any specific questions that you have in our Q&A section, that way Matt and Mike are able to see them. They'll be able to get started with answering those questions. All right, so here is the newest version. One of the big things that I want to go ahead and let you know about, down in the right-hand side, we have the Give Feedback button. If you click on the Give Feedback button, you can give a rating in here, you can give feedback on general feedback, or you can report a bug. As far as general feedback, if you have a development request, all you'll do here, put in the words development request, and then ask your question or what your request is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this poll here. All righty, perfect. So we've gone ahead and I have those results to be able to save for the future. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put that poll out here for turning on that new UI. Let's see here. All righty. So if you would like the new UI turned on, you can go ahead and select yes. We will be able to have the history of that. We'll be able to make sure that we get that turned on for you. Okay, so once you submit your feedback, it will go off to our development team if it's a development request. If it is a support related ticket, it'll go off to support. Any kind of feedback we can definitely take from there. Speaking of support, if you're asking, how do I reach support? We have our chat bubble up in the top here where it brings open a bot where you're able to go ahead and either follow the prompts or put in your question in here, and then it'll submit a ticket off to our support team. This way they can get back to you with an answer to your question and be able to assist you in that way. All right, one commonly asked question, something that we get a lot of questions about is in this newest version, how do I, create a client and sell a membership to them? Because that's something that's commonly done in the classic version. So with that said, we're going to start out here in clients. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a client here for this webinar. Right now, what is required on my demo account is going to be just first and last name. You don't need to put in any other additional information. So let me go ahead and put in, maybe we have a Johnny Smith, I think will be a good name in here. And we'll go ahead and add in that client. Now, if I go ahead and click on this client, you'll see that the client's profile looks a little bit different in here, where right there up front, you're able to see that client's photo. Whereas before on the classic version, you'd have to scroll all the way down. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom to see that photo, maybe it's not right there for you. It's not popping up right there in front of you. Whereas here on this main screen, it's the first thing that pops up. You're going to know if you're in the correct profile. The other thing that you'll see in here is if anybody has a balance, if anything is overdue, if they have a credit on their account, everything's right there, right in front of you. This way, you're able to get that information as quickly as possible. Also scrolling down, we have all of the profile information. So all of the information that was in the classic version of our software is now also available in the newest version. It just might be in a little bit of a different place. So still scrolling down, we have contact information, we have custom fields, we have additional information down below. Relationships can be created. We have subscription for email campaigns, credit card notifications, and session reminders. Going back up to the top, we have sell membership. In here, you'll go ahead and choose any of the memberships that you need to be able to sell to someone. You have the option of editing those memberships as you're selling them if you'd like to by clicking on the edit plan details or edit billing, and you can make those changes. From there, we have our documents. Now, here's something very exciting in the new UI versus the classic version. You can have a document attached to each membership. So maybe you have a membership for your basketball team, but you have a different document that you need signed for a general gym membership. You can now do that in the newest version. Whereas in classic version, you had one document that is used across all memberships. So I'll show you where to attach those in just a moment. So on the admin side of the site, they have 4 different options on acknowledging this document. First one would be to download that document, have them physically sign it, scan it, drop it back in. Second one is digital copy, where they say, I accept the terms and conditions. You check off a box and you go ahead and you move on. Third option is digital signature. If you have a digital signature pad, they're able to sign it. It shows up here and attaches it there. Fourth option, if there's a valid email address on file, you can email it to them. They would get that email, be able to sign it on their phone, and it would automatically connect here to the client profile. I'm going to go ahead and say digital copy and I accept the terms and conditions. Final screen is payment screen, where they'll be able to pay their membership fee here. If it's something that is prorated, then they would pay just the first portion here. If it is, a full payment in there, they'll have to make that full payment. I'm going to go ahead and click the total here, and we're going to accept cash in this case. Now we have the membership contract showing up right there, right next to the photo. You're able to see exactly what membership do they have? When did they start it? Did they pay for it? Do they have any amount due on it? So everything is much more streamlined than it was. All right. And then from there, any kind of membership actions are then done in the membership tab at this point. So definitely a little bit different from the classic version, but we tried to make it a lot more streamlined so that you're able to go ahead and get your things done in as few as clicks as possible. Now, I told you I would show you exactly where you're going to be able to attach those documents to your memberships. That is done in administration. Now you'll see administration looks a little bit different. Things are laid out a little bit different than they are in the classic version. So here we have individual sections, just similar to classic, but things have moved around a little bit. So for our memberships, in order to attach those documents, it'll be in membership plans. We can open up any one of these memberships here. And down here where it says default document, you'll see that there's a drop down here. And now we're able to go ahead and choose the correct document for this membership. Now, I showed you how they would be able to acknowledge a document on the admin side, but documents are also going to be available on self-service to your clients. They're going to be able to check that box there that they agreed to those terms and conditions, waiver of liability, any of those information in there on self-service. A few other things to show here in our memberships that has changed. Now we do have promotional discounts available. So if you have somebody or you have a membership that you want to run and say, okay, we're going to offer a promotional type discount that is going to be able to be for maybe it's the month of September. On September 1st, you go ahead and add that discount in here. And then from there, at the end of the month, you would come in and remove that discount. It's going to go ahead and provide the discount to everyone who is purchasing that membership. All right, perfectly. So the other field in here that is new is the additional description field. This additional description is going to be 100 characters that you can put anything else about this membership on the client's invoice. Often I have seen people put a statement in here saying this monthly membership is going to be charged to your credit card that is on file monthly. That's just another place for them to know, hey, my credit card is definitely going to be charged every month. All right, so I do see one question here in the chat that's asking, can you get a copy of the recording? Yes, the recording is going to be available within 48 hours. We do try to send it out to everyone who has registered so that you can look this over. Okay. All right, so that is kind of our one of our biggest changes here is our memberships. You're able to open up this sidebar here instead of being into full pages here. To talk about the documents itself and how to put them in here, we now have a documents tab here. We could go to document templates, create a new document in here. Now we have this box here. This is where your document will live. So the template name is just going to be the name of the document so that that drop down on that membership page, you'll be able to choose the particular document that attaches to that particular membership. The description is going to be the subject line of the document. The template body is going to be the document itself where you type it in, you copy and paste it. It is there ready for you to go. The I accept the terms and conditions down below is something that you can change that verbiage to read however you want. Maybe this is a waiver of liability instead of a terms and conditions. Maybe you need to be able to have it state something differently. You can go ahead and change that verbiage in there if you need it to. When the waiver is signed, does the account automatically receive a check in the waiver box? So the waiver box that is being asked about is under the client's profile, and it is this waiver box here. This waiver box currently is used to connect to our module called groups. The only time that this is automatically checked is if somebody signs a waiver through groups. So no, this box is not going to automatically be checked. This is just if they were to come in through an event and they signed a waiver. But you can manually come in and check it as well. Now, I have had people ask, where does the document live once it's been signed? There's two places on the client profile. Under memberships, you could scroll to the right and you could click view on the document to bring up that document pertaining to that membership. The other place documents will live is in the documents tab here. It'll give you the date and time that it was created. It'll give you the status as signed. All right, perfect. Another thing that is available in the new version of our system is going to be our advanced email campaigns. Now, we have done a full webinar on our advanced email campaigns that you can also go ahead and view that. But just to give you a brief overview, you could create a new email campaign in here. You can select certain categories. You are able to go ahead and select certain filters or tags or age groups to be able to send an email to. You will have templates in here that we've either already predefined for you, or you could go ahead and start from scratch. Once you have saved a template because you like it, you'll select the word your templates, and it's going to go ahead and pull up those templates that you've already designed. Another neat feature on the advanced email campaigns is you can see, what is my email going to look like on different screen sizes? What is it going to look like full size versus a phone? So that you could tell, okay, this is going to look great, or you know what, this really isn't going to look all that great. Let me make these changes. Within the advanced email campaigns, we now offer some AI technology where you can do AI generated images. You're able to have AI generate text for you. That it'll be able to help you with creating your marketing campaign. Another new feature in here is our schedule, where you're able to schedule out an email to go at a future date and time. This way, maybe you make your email campaign and then you don't want to send it for another week. It gives you that option to be able to send it further or on into the future there. Now, if you do turn on the advanced email campaigns, it will only be available with the new UI. It is not available with the classic version. If you turn on the advanced email campaigns, it does turn off the classic version of email campaigns even within the new UI. Can some employees use the new UI while others are still on classic? Yes, you can have some employees still on the new UI and some on classic. One default to show you here for places that do have both turned on is going to be in administration, location settings, location setup. There is going to be a default platform here. So and this is a setting that will be across all of your employees. But if the default is a majority of your people are going to use the new experience, you'd want to set this to the new experience. But you can still switch back to classic by clicking up here and click switch to classic. If a majority of your clients, or excuse me, your employees want to use the classic version, you would set this to classic and then still be able to switch over to the new UI. Um, as far as the email templates for the classic version of emails being sent from classic to new UI, there was a bug that made it so that we were unable to have them come over. However, it has been looked at. You should be able to see your email campaigns from the classic version of the software to the new version. However, they will not be available from the new UI email campaigns into the advanced email campaigns. The advanced email campaigns uses different tools to be able to create those emails. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to have those templates available on the advanced email campaigns. Okay. Let me see. I think we had a couple other questions in here. If an admin is filling out the membership, how are the parents to sign? So on the admin side of the site, how we just did, where we said, we showed the document. So if we go up here to our client, we have one here that doesn't have a membership. If we go through this over again. All right, so if we click either digital copy or digital signature, we see that there is an optional co-signer. The co-signer will bring the parent or guardian's name, and then they would accept the terms and conditions here. Also, by switching over to the edit signature, you could have the child themselves sign, and then you can have signature of for the parent or guardian's name, and the parent and guardian could sign as well. So that on the admin side, it does give the option of having a parent or guardian sign. Okay. Why would you use a different waiver? It really depends upon your business itself. If for some reason, maybe your gym access would be for your adults, whereas your teams are going to be minors, maybe there's something different in your waiver of liability that has specific versions or specific verbiage for minors versus the version for the adults. So that would be why you would want to maybe switch different waivers out. So I do see that somebody asked, what is the price difference for the new UI with advanced email campaigns? So I will tell you, everybody's package level is slightly different. With that in mind, there are some packages that are higher level packages that are going to go ahead and include the email campaigns. There's going to be others that it will be considered an add-on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull over the contact information here for our account management team. If you are in the US, you'll need to reach out to am@EZFacility.com. If you are a UK client or outside of the US, then it will be ljones@easyfacility.co.uk. Now, one thing that we are offering right now is if you go ahead and switch over to the newest version of our software, we will offer you a 30-day free trial of the advanced email campaigns. Again, that will let you know that the old email campaigns or the classic version of email campaigns will not be available during the time of that trial, but we will offer it to anybody that is wanting to do it. The other thing that we're offering for people that want to switch to the newest version of our software, but they have questions or, they're trying to, but they're having some issues. Through the month of October, on every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time, we're going to go ahead and offer a Q&A webinar where you could come ask your questions, let me know what things you're looking for. I am going to go ahead and show you where those things are on the new UI so that you have access to them so that we can make you the most successful that we can be in your business here. Can you jump back and forth between the old and new email campaigns? So there's kind of currently, the classic where email campaigns is we have the new UI campaigns and then we have the advanced email campaigns. You can switch back and forth between classic and new UI. You cannot switch back and forth between advanced email campaigns and any of the others. So the answer to the question is kind of dependent upon which way you mean. The website stays the same when going to EZFacility.com. So the answer is again one of those sort of questions here. So up at the top, if you log into your account and you switch over to the new UI, the URL will automatically go ahead and update. Although we do suggest if you're going to totally switch over to the newest version of our software, that you go ahead and bookmark, the one that is up here instead of bookmarking the classic version. We also do recommend if you're totally making the switch over that you clear your cookies and your cache on your browsers and make sure that you only use that newest link in there. Perfect. Okay. Is there any way to delete clients or duplicates in a bulk removal way? I see that Matt is already answering this question. So if you do need things done, it may be best to reach out to our support team and they could see if they are able to go ahead and assist you with that. Matt will also give you a more efficient answer because he is from our support team. Derek has asked, with the classic email campaigns, our emails are always flagged with a bracket marketing tag before the email title. Is that a user error on my end, or is there a way to remove that flag? Derek, I'm going to highly suggest, and I will tell you, you can get to the feedback by switching to the new UI and then switching back if you'd like to. Here, give that as feedback so that our IT team can go ahead and take a look at it, see what's going on, see why that is happening, and they can either let you know, hey, this is something that you need to, change in how you're doing things, or they're going to say, you found a bug in our system, we'll go ahead and fix it for you. Is there a way for notes can be added to client records? So down here, there is a section for comments and medical conditions. So it does kind of depend upon what type of notes you are looking for. Michael, go ahead and answer that question more in the chat there. All right, keep them coming. I'm here to answer any questions. I'm going to go ahead and see if I could put that poll up one more time for anyone who would like to have access to that poll. All right, give me 1 second. All right, we're going to go ahead and relaunch that. So I went ahead and relaunched the poll asking if anybody else would like the new UI turned on and if you would like the advanced email campaigns. If you already answered it in the beginning, that's fine. You don't have to do it over again. But for anyone that hasn't answered it, I do want to give you the chance to go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and also, once that is done, I'll give that a few minutes. I'll go ahead and launch the other one again for anybody that hasn't had a chance to answer it and make sure everybody has a chance to have access to that. Again, any development feedback, definitely click that give feedback button. You can always go ahead, switch to the newest version of our software, click on that give feedback, put in your development requests, and then up here, you could go ahead and click switch to classic. It'll take you back to the classic version of our software. If you do not have this switch to new EZFacility experience section, you can email any development requests to our account management team, and they'll make sure that it gets off to development here. So again, we do have our account managers listed on here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this poll here, and I will go ahead and launch the second one again, just making sure that everyone is able to have access to those questions. If you have any other thoughts in here, please give them to us here. But yeah, definitely. So I'll leave this, we'll stay here for a few more minutes if anybody else has any additional questions. Does the new UI offer a report on tracking customer retention? So all of the reports are going to be the same as what they have been in the classic version. We haven't changed out any of the reports. If you would like to see a specific report added into the newer version of our software, please do reach that out with a development request there. Where is the users tab? So if we go to administration, location settings, we have users and roles. So here is where those user accounts live. Okay, yes. So speaking on the reporting, I definitely would suggest that you go ahead and give that as feedback so that we can make that something that can be offered in there. Again, reports are the same between Classic and new UI. Are there any more options on controlling the reports given to employees? All of that is still the same from Classic to new UI. Nothing has changed in regards to controlling the reports. But the permissions all are here in the shield icons, so you're able to go ahead and take a look and see what else is in there. Okay. Anyone else have any additional questions? Go ahead and put them in here now. So I do see that one question that was put in here earlier. I just want to go ahead and read it out for everyone. I have a switch over to the new user system. Will all of my scheduling that has been done for 2025 transfer over as well? Yes. Anything that you have on your calendar in Classic is going to go ahead and switch over to new UI. You shouldn't lose any of that information. Perfect. All right, I see a couple more questions in here. All right. All right, and our teams are doing a really good job with getting all of these questions answered here. Perfect. Does the new version enable you to do add-ons in the packages, not just memberships? Gina, no, that has not been something that has been submitted as a request. So if you would like to, again, put that in as feedback, if it's something that you are looking for, you definitely can do that. I also see there's a question here. I find the client profile, the fields are huge and spread out. So one thing that you can do, if I open up a client profile here, so if you click on the little arrow pointing up, you can close these out as you're going down so that you make sure that you get to the section that you want. And then when you click off the screen, it will come back to those big open fields there. But you can close them down so you don't have to scroll quite so far down. There is not currently a choice for color theme for the backgrounds here of the newest version of the software. The only thing that you would be able to change is just like with Classic, in reservation types, you could choose those colors for anything that you're putting on the calendar. Self-service does still look the same between both versions of our software. Right now they are both the same. There is no differences. All right. Any other questions? Keep them coming. I like to be able to go ahead and let you guys have this time. This is why we have brought it in here. So let's see here. So for the classic version question, or excuse me, for the self-service question, this is what self-service looks like, regardless of whether you're on new UI or classic. They are both the same for your clients. I think I also did see a question about scheduling and how that looks different. So I could go ahead and run through what a scheduling looks like. So here we do have the schedule. The dots here, just like they do on Classic, will go ahead and be able to be changed so that you're able to select more than one resource in a group here. A question just came in of editing time increments. If you need to edit the time increments, please reach out to support@EZFacility.com. It is something we could do on the back end for you, but we're not going to be able to have you do it on your own. It is a setting on the back end. So here, if I select all of my studios, I select an available time here. We see that we have reservation types come up where we'll be able to choose what very reservation type we're putting on the calendar. We're going to have a pop-up that says that the session time has changed to 60 minutes. You're able to go ahead and say that you will run the swim lessons from 1 to 5 o'clock, and you could do them on an hour split if you want to. We have the reoccurring pattern here. The pattern here we could change to weekly. Maybe these are happening on every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll go ahead and select those days there. And we're going to choose an end by date. Maybe we do it, a couple months out. We're going to go to the end of November here. We'll add in that new occurrence here. And we'll click Save and Finish. The system will then, oh, we found some conflicts. See, so it's going to go ahead and let us know, hey, all these ones that you're trying to schedule, there's something already on the calendar, and that's why they are orange. We'll go ahead and select all of these. There are quite a few because this is a demo account, so we often do have things on here that you normally wouldn't see in a real account. Let's see if there's any more here. There's not. I'm going to go ahead and delete those from my list here, and we'll click Save and Finish. It's then going to go ahead and bring open our lessons here, and that reoccurring pattern is available. All right, someone asked earlier regarding text campaigns, is that a functionality available anywhere? We do not currently have text campaigns directly within our system. We do have a partner that we work with. If it's something you're interested in, please reach out to our account management team. They'll be able to provide you with some more information. Does the drag and drop feature work better on the new UI? So if I click and drag one of these lessons over to 5 o'clock, it drags and drops right there at 5 o'clock. So, you could change it between times, you can change it between, venues. You can make that change and click and drag in there. If someone is paying cash for a membership, can the system tell the staff member how much is due back to the customer like a cash register? You're going to have to put that in as a development request. As of right now, no, there is no option there. All of that would have to be done manually. Can you link scheduled bookings to a specific client profile? So if I go to that profile, I could see all of their bookings. Yes. So once you have registered them into a reservation under clients, let's see here, under schedule, you could put in a specific date range in here and generate this report. And it's going to tell you everything that they have been scheduled for. So this particular person was attended in Studio One, the pre-K ballet. Is the rescheduling option useful in this version? So if you wanted to reschedule someone, you can do that directly there on the schedule. It'll give you the option to go ahead and schedule them in to another one at that time, or you could just give them back that session so that they're able to go ahead and move over. Finding and copying groups. Oh, the reschedule? Yeah, sure. And then I'll come back to the groups question in just a moment. So let's go ahead, we'll book a client here into our swim lessons. Let's see. All right, we'll pretend that package one here includes the swim lessons. I don't know that I have a package plan built out for my swim lessons, so we'll use this package one here. We'll say this session. Johnny was successfully registered here. Under scheduled, you could say, all right, they rescheduled, early canceled. It says, do you want to pick an alternative date? You could say yes. Now you could go ahead and search for your available sessions. They come up down here. We'll go ahead and say, maybe want to select that class. And we're going to select that class. And it says booking was successful. So now if we go out to the schedule here, we would see that they have now moved here to a different time, and they're now set in there as scheduled. We did get asked about how to copy groups in the new version. So we'll go to groups here. I'll open up one of my groups. Up in the upper corner here, we do have this drop down arrow. We would click copy group. Now, this would copy the group as a whole. You could also do this as copying subgroups from the subgroup page. So you would be able to go ahead and copy that over. Down below, we do have our trees here for groups. So groups does look a little bit different than, what they do in the classic version, but, we do have that option in here. All right. You have a group that rents the facility multiple times a semester. Yes, so it's the same thing. You would still see it under schedule. Instead of seeing sessions, it would say rentals. So you would still see that option there. Is there a way to email the client schedule directly to that client's scheduling page? You could tell them to go to self-service where they would be able to see their schedule under my schedule page. You could also export that schedule that you saw show up there, or you can print it out to hand that to them. But there is not a way that I'm aware of to go ahead and email it to them directly. Okay. All right, we've got a couple of more minutes here. Any other questions that anyone has for me in regards to the new UI? Okay. Well, I do want to thank everyone again for attending this webinar. Oh, so we did have somebody here. If we create a new email campaign in the old version, will it save to the new version, vice versa? So if you save a template in Classic, it will be available in new UI email campaigns. However, it will not be available in advanced email campaigns. So kind of the differences there. But thank you again for attending. Thank you all for all of your excellent questions. If anybody has any other further questions, support is here to help. Our account managers are here to assist you. I'll put up their information here again. Support can be reached at support@ezfacility.com. Please put in your feedback there in that give feedback section. We're all here to hopefully make you as successful in your business as we possibly can be. So definitely get into that. Keep an eye out here for your the Q&A sessions that we're going to be launching here in October. Join them as you can. Ask your questions. Again, we're all here to help. Thank you again. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.